So she wasn't technically a security person?
No.
But she did carry a weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I just said he went that way, and I just kept waving my arm that way.
Okay. If we go back to the map, you were, at this point, when you were with Tate, what classroom were you around, if you know?
So I would have been by room 223. Oh, actually, in that, see, there's this little space between 223 and 225. There's two doors. One goes into the courtyard and one goes out of the building. That's where Tate and I were.
Okay. And when you say you pointed that way, which direction?
Towards 225. I didn't know where he went. I just knew he went that direction.
Okay. And so if Mr. Keese can at least, so that way?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
All right. And
I told Kurt Noose that same thing when he came up.
okay, that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
At what point did who's Kurt Noose?
Kurt Noose is one of the other assistant principals. He was responding to me on the walkie to find out where I was.
Okay, and at what point did he appear, if you know?
Just before Kim did, because he went into the courtyard to go see if he could get one of our medical staff to help. And then he came back out and realized that everyone's in lockdown, he can't go that way, so then he went out the other doors to get EMS. So between when he went into the courtyard and when he went to EMS, Kim had come down the hallway.
Okay.
And then Steve Wolf arrived shortly after that. I feel terrible because they came to help me. They should have been in lockdown.
Like you should have been in lockdown.
I didn't need to spare others either.
Okay. All right. What happened after that? You said eventually somebody took Tate away.
The police arrived, and Deputy Freiberg came up, and Deputy Freiberg was one of my parents at Lakeville. And when he came up to me, he recognized me right away and came up and asked me what I needed. He was surveying the scene.
Okay, what's Lakeville?
It's the elementary school I was the principal of.
Okay.
And I told Shane, Detective Freiberg, that it was Tate, because he knows the family really well too, and appeared as though it took his breath away, and he said, "I'll be right back." And so then they went and secured the scene, and that's when Ethan came out of the bathroom and was arrested.
Did you see that?
I did. They couldn't remember, they didn't know his name, they kept asking his name, so I went down and told them his name, and then I came back to Tate because I didn't want to leave Tate.
Okay. Were you aware that that was the bathroom where Justin Schilling was killed? Did you know did you see any other victims that day? Oh, strike that. At that point?
At that point, no.
Okay. Have you seen the video?
Yes.
Of you that day?
Yes.
Okay. That's been marked as Exhibit 13, I believe. Okay. It's been admitted. And I do want to alert, we have alerted our victims in the courtroom, Your Honor, but the media...
We're not going to show this on TV, okay?
Your Honor, just for the record, I did have an objection to this. I'm just renewing that objection for the reasons previously stated.
Correct, we discussed that.
Yes, Your
Thank
Honor.
you, Ms. Seaman. Okay, so Exhibit 13 is not going to be shown on television. And I think that the victims who are present know what video you're talking about. So.
Our victim advocates are there, Your Honor. We prepared them. They know that they can leave the courtroom if that's what they wish to do.
Right.
Is there any audio on this?
No.
And Kristy, can you tell us when you come into image? The image?
So I'm in the image there in the yellow sweater.
Okay. Do you have the ability to point for that? Right there?
Yes.
Okay. And then can you let us know when you see the student you described that came up to you?
Right there, that was him running right there. And then the other students running behind him.
Now this video is, there's no sound, but this is in real time, in terms of, you can
Yes.
see that, well, can you describe what you see in terms of the students' movements?
They are running.
Okay.
So that's when I said on the walkie that students are running, and I didn't know what was happening. And then you'll notice that the hallway is clear almost immediately.
Okay.
This is when I go down the 400 hallway.
Didn't you stop it? Who was that, Kristy?
That's Ethan.
Okay.
This is me telling the teacher.
Where? At the
There's a
top of the
teacher
screen?
here. I'm checking doors up at the top of the screen, and then a teacher came out, and then a student joined them. And then this is me coming. Bless you. Started smelling the. This is me telling when I smell cap gun and walking towards where I heard the shots.
Okay.
So right there is where I noticed Ethan, because I stepped aside and said I have eyes on the shooter.
And at that point, had you observed Tate?
I could see Tate on the ground. Yes.
Okay, you can't see him in this picture though. Okay.
No. See me move the garbage can?
Is that Tate lying on the ground, Kristy?
That's Tate on the ground, yes.
And who are you looking at right then, down that
Ethan.
hallway?
I'm looking at Ethan. And I'm talking to Tate at that point.
And who do we see?
Ethan's walking up to us.
Now, from the time that you observed him, was he always walking at that pace, or was he ever running?
He was always walking.
Okay.
And that's when I walked with him to talk to him. He wouldn't respond. And this is when I discovered it was Tate.
If you could stop that for a second. Who are those people?
Those are the officers that, I don't know which ones, but, and then looks like Ken Weaver. I think it's Ken Weaver there.
And is this after Tate was already taken away? This video, or is this?
No, Tate was still there. I got up from Tate because they couldn't figure out who the student was, and I needed to tell them what his name was. So then
Okay,
I ran down to tell him his name,
So
and then I ran
hold on
back.
one sec. Is it at the top of the screen right there?
Yes.
What is that?
That's
Right up there.
that is Ethan being arrested.
Okay.
So I went down to give them his name, and then I went right back to Tate. I think he was asking me more questions, and I said, I've got to get back.
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Cross.
No cross run.
Can she be excused, Your Honor?
Yeah, you may step down. and get excused.
Would it be a question?
Sure. Could you turn on the audio, please? news, good news. We are making incredible strides. We're going quickly, we're doing it efficient, but we're sort of out of the witnesses for today. We're in good shape. We will definitely be finished by next week. You will definitely be finished by next week. That's the good part. I think someone here has vacation, I don't recall who. But we're making good progress. In fact, some of the witnesses have been deleted from witness lists. But we're sort of out of witnesses for today. So I'm going to have you come back on Monday morning, and we're going to start at 9 o'clock. All right? I hope you think this is good news, because, it's Friday and stuff like that. But I need to tell you that during the trial, you should not read, listen to, or watch any news reports about the case. Under the law, the evidence you consider to decide the case must meet certain standards. For example, witnesses must swear to tell the truth, and the lawyers must be able to cross-examine them. Because news reports do not have to meet these standards, they could give you incorrect or misleading information that might unfairly favor one side. So to be fair to both sides, you must follow this instruction. Please do not go on social media. Please do not post. Do not do research. Don't discuss the case with anyone, even each other. All right? So I know it's going to be tempting this weekend, but it's supposed to be decent weather. So let's keep the TV off and news. If you're not reading the news, it maintains your blood pressure too, I've noticed. So that's a good sign. I'm going to order all of you to remain healthy this weekend. All right? Any questions about the schedule? So we'll go all day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You could have the case by then. All right, we're making good progress. So be ready for some heavy lifting on Monday. Anybody, any questions? Please, we've come this far. We need your help. Don't talk about the case. Enjoy your weekend. Well, the bad news, to me, the bad news is that we can't go any further today, but it's also the good news because we made such good progress that, we sort of ran out of witnesses. So people have to be scheduled to come here, so it's a big, we're moving a lot of people around, right? So, yeah. Good? Oh, and place your lunch order before you leave, all right? All right, thank you very much.
All rise for the jury.
Okay. Anybody, anything? 9 o'clock on Monday. It's apparent to me that there's at least one person in the courtroom who is ill, and it's disturbing to me that that person would risk the health of everybody else here. I know everybody here needs to remain healthy. I know that I'm taking my vitamins and getting my sleep because I'm expected to be here every day, and so are the lawyers. So I think the person who's sick should think twice, all right? Because we have air filters, we have hand sanitizer, but it's kind of unfair to everybody else, right? All right. Anything else?
No, Judge, thank you.
Okay, so you can take him down. Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.